Hi, hello, and welcome to another video. So, for this video, we will be doing my next TBR Co book recommendation. So, I got this letter quite a while ago, actually, June 10th, 2021. So, it's still quite a while ago. And, yeah, definitely a while ago, but I still want to try and catch up. So, yeah, we have three new ones. So, let's just start with the first book and what basically the letter says. So first it says, I'm here with your next set of books, and I had so much fun choosing them for you. I saw your note about wanting to read more diversely. Yes, that is something that I have written down here. Always counts because I want to read more diversely. So all of these books are written by authors of color, and that is really great because that is something that I find not difficult, but just choosing something. Yeah, it's just, I find it difficult because there are a lot, but there are also not a lot. So, and I'm just really finding it difficult to choose a book based on will I like it or not, because I don't like reading any books that I don't like. So yeah. Plus, they all incorporate your favorite genres in some capacity. Below, you find a contemporary fake dating romance, that is one of my favorite things, a modern fantasy about a Malaysian medium, and a gripping sci-fi thriller. So, let's start with the first book, and that is Make a Scene by Mimi Grace. And it says, since you enjoy The Unhoneymooners, this book makes the perfect read-alike romance, as it also features a hilarious fake dating romance with plenty of steam and wedding shenanigans. Desperate times calls for desperate measures when your cousin gets engaged to your ex. So Retta Majors decides the only way forward is to convince her neighbor Duncan Gilmore to act as her fake wedding date to her cousin's wedding. So, this book ended up as a 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book. It was really cute. It was really short, but I felt like the pacing was really good, and basically, sometimes short books feel really short, and you kind of are like, I really missed something, but I didn't do that here. I didn't miss anything. I really loved the entire romance, and it was really like fun because one of us was a baker and one was a trainer. He owned a training studio, so it was really fun to see the differences, and yeah, they were like fighting and also trying to be kind to each other, and just seeing that they are interested in each other but they don't want to admit it, and just yeah. And it's also, I find it really interesting that your cousin gets engaged to your ex-boyfriend. I just find that really strange that you as a cousin actually would do that, because I would be quite mad if my cousin got married to, or like engaged to my ex-boyfriend. That would be really weird. And then she's trying to not care, but obviously you do care. And I have to say that even though you are broken up, you kind of find it weird when he is kind of like getting in your life, and basically when he gets engaged to the cousin, is like, oh, it's faith, and you are just like, I just having your closest relatives are like, oh, I love him with that person, and you're just like, I find it weird, and yeah, I totally get that. And yeah, it's definitely a little weird, but again, I loved how this all the turn of events actually went, and yeah, I really really love this. So 4 stars. So yeah, let's get over to book number 2. And we are going to, I'm just going to read this. We are going to talk about it when I'm done with it, and then talk about the last one. So this is Blackwater Sister, and it says, for your next book by Sancho. For your next book, I think you'll get hooked by this modern fantasy in the vein of House of Earth and Blood. I love that book. Light Price, Quinlan, Jessamine Cho Ama has a scar to settle. The only thing is Jessamine Ama's Ma is dead. When Jessamine moves back to Malaysia, she discovers her hidden powers as a medium, connects with the spirit of her Ama, and soon gets caught up in the revenge plot of a mysterious goddess known as the Blackwater Sister. So it sounds really interesting, and I can't wait to read this and see what I feel about it. And I feel like I have like rather the like choices are like all like 4 or 5 stars, or there are like 3 too. So since the first one was so good, I hope this one will be good as well. So I will talk when I have some updates for you. So I just finished Blackwater Sister, and it ended up as a 4 stars as well. So I have to say this story was really interesting. I mean, I have to say I love that we are kind of set in Malaysia. I have never been there, but I really like to kind of move around the world and kind of see different like stories throughout kind of books. And yeah, it's kind of a way to travel without travel, so I really liked how things were going. It was interesting to I don't really know how to explain how everything is. It's a quite short book. With being like a standalone fantasy, it was quite short, but I really liked it. I like how you can have a less than 400-page book be a standalone, and only have that. So it's it's set in Malaysia, but it has fantasy elements, and because yeah, she kind of not like totally being like possessed, but this Ama, she can kind of take over her body and do things when she's needed to. However, she has been kind of abusing that, so she's really good at setting firm things that you can't do this. If I am going to help you, I don't want you to do these things. So I actually really enjoyed that element. So yeah, overall this book was really really good. I don't think that there is much to say. I would definitely recommend reading this. It was a really good story and a really interesting modern fantasy. So yeah, I really liked how this book was, and yeah, I liked pretty much everything. Now there was like it was like a little slow at times, so I just didn't fully care about it. That's why it's 4 stars. But overall, I really did like it, like the diversity of this book. The last book we are going to read is Machinehood by S.B. Divya, and it says, I thought I'd close this with sci-fi thriller by S.B. Divya that will have your heart racing to the finish. In 2095, humanity has become dependent on pills to stay healthy and stay ahead of all technology in a competitive economy. Ex-Special Forces Welga Ramirez is on the brink of retirement as a bodyguard when her employer gets killed by a terrorist group known as the Machine Hood, who has a new ultimatum for the world. This is going to be interesting to see how this book is, so I can't wait. Okay, so I just finished Machine Hood, and I give it 3 stars. So I feel like this story is interesting. However, I also think that it's only like 400 pages or so, and I just feel like if this were to be like a 5-star book, I just feel like it rather needed to be longer or like serious. And I really love that this is a standalone, at least as far as I can tell. It's a standalone, and I really like standalone books. However, I just felt like there was a lot going on, and some things that I don't care. I don't care much for politics, and I mean, sometimes it's fine, but I just felt like this became a lot, and I tend to don't care that much about that. So yeah, and then yeah, there were just a lot of things that were happening. Like, you were trying to explore this new world that you kind of, you know, is 2090 something, like 2090, and is far off in the future, and you're trying to grasp the new place, and then you are also trying to get all these elements in. So I just felt like it was a little like too much, like trying to gape over too much of the story. However, overall I really did like this, and I have to say that it's kind of great to see a science fiction where the world in the future is not that great. It's not super. And you know, I feel like a lot of things where you are like, this is the future, it is so great. Like, not if it's a dystopian, however, this is like a sci-fi book, and it's not great. But nothing kind of, how am I supposed to? It's the same world as we live in, however, there are a few different elements. It's not like the Hunger Games where you have like things have happened where you are, I almost said, kept in captivity. It's not that. You can still like travel the world. However, there are like a few things, you know, you need pills to even live. And then you have this brother, like this Machine Hood, who want to get rid of the pills, and yeah. It's just a fight between those two, and you also have like space. So it's a lot of things going on, and yeah, so 3 stars. Overall, it was a good book. But it's not like a new favorite thing. I don't think it's a 4 stars because there were times where I was just like, I just want this to be over. Like halfway through the book, I was a little like tired of the book, but I kept pushing through, and you know, it was good. But yeah, that was all the 3 books that I was supposed to read for this one. We had, I need to look this up. So we had Make a Scene, which I gave 4 stars. We had Blackwater Sister, which I gave 4 stars as well. And then Machine Hood, which I gave 3 stars. So overall, I would say it was great. And I am always grateful for reading diversely. The author is from India. So yeah, it was a little diversity in there, which is great to be able to do at times. And yeah, so I hope you liked this video, and I will see you next time for another one. Bye!